You're looking quite different.
I don't know who that is.
She's cute though.
Yeah.
You still have the same face too. Crazy. Just different hair. I'm anxious to learn how this once shy girl embraced her differences to become her most authentic self and the remarkable WWE superstar we see today. It'll be exciting to take a tour of how Rhea Ripley became Rhea Ripley.
Yes. That to this.
And that to this. That's right. Perhaps the most successful transformation of a superstar is none other than multiple-time champion Rhea Ripley.
This is my brutality!
Rhea Ripley is a genuine badass.
I am the best bloody woman here in the WWE.
A smart, beautiful, hard-hitting brutalizer, Rhea has skyrocketed to the top of the business in record time, winning several championships and gaining the admiration of fans around the world.
A full-on ass-kicking machine.
But before I sit down with Rhea, I wanted to chat with the man in charge here at the PC, someone who's witnessed her growth firsthand, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. He's also the Senior Vice President of Talent Development at WWE and the mastermind behind WWE's third brand, NXT.
It started with Hunter, and it started with what he built here from the very beginning.
All of us together here have built something very special. Take an opportunity to realize how big this is.
It all comes from an affectionate heart for this business. It's something that, again, Hunter instilled in this place, and we want people that are like-minded to be a part of this place. Passion makes normal people do extraordinary things.
When I first walked in the PC, I was greeted with a standee of an old Rhea Ripley.
And you say an old Rhea Ripley, that was a very young, I mean, she was 20. You could see it then that she was special. From a developmental standpoint, it makes us in this performance center look like $1 million. Because I mean, when I'm talking about women, I'm talking about all over. Biggest superstars that we have here in the WWE, and it's incredibly impressive.
Shawn's perspective and the importance of passion had me excited to learn more about Rhea. Oh. So this is where the magic happens, huh?
Yep. Work out every single day.
But you love to train, though.
I do. But I would train here, and then I would go to my gym and train afterwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a very chaotic time in my life because I just wanted to, stay busy.
You grew up in Adelaide, Australia?
Yeah, Adelaide, South Australia.
How were you first exposed to wrestling itself? How did you go, that is what I want to do more than anything. Oh, this is good because she's giving us a good look here.
So we had these really close family friends, and the kids started watching wrestling, WWE, and they recorded an episode and they gave it to me, and it was, well, your husband.
Yeah.
Triple H, he shoved the screwdriver in Ric Flair's head.
Oh my God!
I remember watching it as a kid and I was like, yo, that's cool. I was like, I like that.
I want to show you a couple of clips. One is of Stone Cold Steve Austin. I had the opportunity to interview him, and unsolicited, he started telling me this story about you. All right, let's hear from Steve.
It's interesting to see the way the different talent connect with the people and form that relationship, which will be built upon in time. And I'll even speak out of turn here and I don't mean to put the pressure on her, but Rhea Ripley, I met her in Florida. I was so impressed with that young girl. She was beautiful, and she has a solid frame, and she's progressed because everybody knew she was a blue chipper because she has all looks, size, charisma. She thrives in the biggest of moments, and I don't even think she's peaked yet. So I'm really excited for her future, or her present, because people really are enamored with her in all positive aspects because of what she brings. And she brings everything. She checks every box that you could want checked.
Checks every box that you could want checked. I mean, that's about the highest praises I've ever heard from Steve. Yeah. And I've heard him say a lot of things about a lot of people, and that it came out of nowhere. And talking about the biggest stars in the business, the first person that came to his mind was you.
That's insane. It's really cool.
It should be really cool.
I don't want to mark out completely, but but it's really cool. You don't understand. And even just hearing him talk about my frame and how it's perfect, that's
right.
Something that younger me would have loved to have heard.
So Stone Cold wasn't the only superstar who had a couple comments to say about you, and in terms of whether or not you're actually at the top, I think you should hear from Cody Rhodes.
Well, the industry now, there's not a women's division and a men's division. There's stars.
Yeah.
There's stars. I can tell you who's on you probably know this as well. When I look at my little merch readout, who was top 5 tonight in Columbus? Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley
Top of the charts.
There's been nights when
He gets so
I
mad.
wasn't on top, you know, like,
Yep.
and to me, it's just, wow.
Yeah.
Like, she's a star. Like,
She
she's
is.
Stars, you know?
So a key indicator often in terms of how over you are is how well your merch is selling, and
Yep.
you're topping the charts beating Cody.
He gets so mad sometimes. I'll get a message every now and then. He'll be like, "You got me this week." I love it.
So what was the process from you starting off? So it started off with you watching a tape. You
Yep.
identified with it immediately.
Yep.
With Triple H and the screwdriver to Rick's head.
So after watching that clip, I watched WWE for like, I want to say like 2 years. And then we went on a family trip to Queensland. There was a wrestling poster there. And we were like, we didn't know that there was wrestling in Australia. So we went to the show. As a kid, like it was just so captivating. I loved every second of it. Like I would do school projects on WWE.
Really?
Yeah, I did it on how like the women get treated differently to the men. I had this whole elaborate thing, and my teacher legit was just, she started laughing and she's like, "That was your assignment?" It's like I put so much passion into it, and like they just, I don't know, they doubted me and made fun of me and laughed and was like, you know, you're gonna fail, right? Having some family members being like, "We know you want to do wrestling, but you're never gonna make it. You're never gonna be a name. You're never gonna be in America." Friends laugh at me, I don't know, picking on me and making fun of me, doubting that I would ever accomplish anything.
The ridicule started when she was just a girl, because Rhea always stood out from her peers physically.
I had always been picked on for my build. I've got a very...
Always had an athletic build.
Always had an athletic build. I remember in grade 7, it was heading into graduation, so we were all trying to find like nice dresses and all
Right.
that. The guy that I really liked, he was like, "You wouldn't look good in a dress, your shoulders are too broad." It legit, it stayed with me my entire life. Sometimes I would let that win, and I'd sit there in a bowl on my bed crying, and I don't like that part of myself. I really don't, and it was hard for a few years, it really was.
How did you pull yourself out of it?
Just knowing that my mom and dad love me, pretty much. I think that I was always in my head about people not caring about me, that I would forget the people that did care about me. Having my family around me is a massive thing for me. Even though at that time I hate that people are treating me that way, I'm also so fired up by it. I do really well when I'm angry, and it's something that has led me to this place.
Rhea found the perfect outlet where her size and strength would be an advantage. Riot City Wrestling, a local Australian wrestling promotion. Rhea was a huge fan and wanted more than anything to be a wrestler in the ring herself.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to riot?
It was so incredible. I'd go every single month. I wouldn't miss a show. Like I loved it so much. And then at 16, I tried out for them. And it was funny because like when I tried out, they all knew me as the crazy wrestling fan. At the very end of the tryout, Coach Matt Basso, he was like, "Look, a lot of you have said that you want to make it to WWE. And I don't want to break your heart and ruin your dream, but like they don't really come here looking for Australian talents." It definitely broke a lot of people's dreams.
Sure.
But at the time, like,
But it fuels others.
exactly. And like, it's another like, there's a doubter.
Right?
I want to like accomplish it.
So how did you get seen?
I had my first match 6 months in, so I was still 16. And then when I was 17, WWE did come to Australia. They also held tryouts. I think they might have asked some people that they knew in Australia, who in Australia they should look at. And my name somehow got thrown in there by one of them. So I got a tryout at 17, and then they were like, "Oh, we didn't realize that you were 17 years old. We might have to come back and give you a tryout when you're 21. I was like, I'm gonna try and better myself in every aspect. So I went to Japan when I was 17 years old for 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you have the courage to do that?
I don't know. I don't know. It was another thing where like I was extremely homesick while I was there. I was just like nervous, but I went to Japan for 3 months, lived in the dojo at Diana Dojo, cleaned it every morning, trained every single day.
But so then you would wrestle at night or?
Yeah, so I was on shows in Japan as well. So like apart from the training, we would wrestle on the weekends normally. But I feel like just like getting thrown in the deep end as well is also another thing that prepared me for
Sure.
WWE. And then I went back to Australia. And then when I was 20, WWE actually came back to Australia and they hit me up and they were like, "We want to give you a tryout. We know that we said 21, but we're coming back now, so we would love for you to be a part of it."
And they messaged you.
Yeah.
Not you trying to hunt anybody down.
Nope,
They reached out to
They
you.
reached out to me, and I remember calling my mom, and she was so excited. She's like, "Everything that you've worked so hard for is finally like coming together." And again, she's like, "All this time that I spent waiting for you in the car park, it's finally coming to something." I'm like, "Yes, Mom, thank you."
The moment Rhea stepped foot in WWE, everybody knew she had a bright future in the business.
Personality, I'm a bit of a tough one. Like, I like to do the strong sort of style, like hitting hard.
Let's actually throw to a piece of footage from the beginning of your career. Now, just to set this up, it was promo class. I'm sure you never thought this video would ever see the light of day. I'd love to throw to the clip.
Joy, let's do it.
In 3, 2. There is one thing that Rhea Ripley hates the most, and that thing is doubt. Ever since I was a little child, I would tell everybody that I wanted to become a professional wrestler. Every time I told them, all I could see was doubt in their eyes, doubt in their voice, and doubt in their actions. Well, guess what, everybody? I'm here. I've made it. I'm here at the Performance Center. Doubt that. Clear.
My face at the end says it all.
But your face at the end does say it all. Like, I have to say, you have this like long blonde hair and these blue eyes, but I wouldn't mess with her. Rhea looked confident, but as she competed in WWE's inaugural Mae Young Classic, a tournament showcasing up-and-coming female pro wrestlers, Rhea was overcome with uncertainty.
The first Mae Young Classic, I cried before my match. I was terrified. I just felt like I wasn't doing things to the best of my abilities, and it made people start to doubt me again. Continuously getting the criticism and little comments here and there, I felt like I started doubting myself. I wanted to move back to Australia. I wanted to throw my dream away. It broke me to a point where like I sat down with myself one day and I was like, you need to be better. You need to be yourself, and you need to prove people wrong. And you need to prove yourself wrong at the end of the day as well. And it's gonna start with what is the most uncomfortable thing that you find about yourself. And for me, it was the way that I looked. I felt like I was hiding behind my hair to like shield myself when I did get embarrassed. And
The long blonde hair?
The long blonde hair. Like I would always like have it in front of my face, and then if I got embarrassed or anything, I would hide behind it. It was like a little cloak. I had to remember who I was and become myself, the real me. Growing up, I've always loved my music and my bands that I listened to. It was like Papa Roach, Of Mice and Men, Motionless in White, who is now my all-time favorite band. And they all have a specific style, and they're all like heavily tattooed, but they're like the sweetest people at the same time. So they look really scary, but they're very, very sweet. And I don't know, it's something about watching them growing up. I've always like wanted to mold myself around that, because that's my sort of style as well.
By the time the second Mae Young Classic rolled around in 2018, Rhea Ripley had fully transformed, both inside and out. And then here's you.
Yeah, here I am. I cut my hair, I changed my gear, I had a new attitude. I don't care what people think about me anymore. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna do what feels right for me. Like I felt like I was finally becoming the person that I was supposed to become. It was the start of the journey of where we are today.
Of becoming
Rhea Ripley, Rhea Bloody Ripley.
Rhea Bloody Ripley.
The brash, the brazen, the bold Rhea Ripley.
Ripley possesses size, speed, power, a mean streak a mile wide, and ambition that knows no bounds.
Over the next few years, Rhea kept evolving and proving her doubters wrong.
Rhea Ripley on top of the world.
From forming the hugely popular Judgment Day faction to winning the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania 39.
A star-making moment.
Rhea vaulted herself to unimaginable heights.
Rhea's been unstoppable. There is no denying she's a superstar.
There's no denying who you are, and you can feel it. It's this charisma. It's the it factor that nobody can ever explain, but everybody can feel.
Yeah.
Right? And you just have it in spades.
It's funny, I don't see myself as the superstar that everyone else says I am. I just see myself as that little girl from Adelaide, South Australia still, and I'm just trying to do my best.
Let's take a look at how this journey that you just talked about, your whole life's journey, has led you to this incredible moment at WrestleMania 39 when you have fully embraced Rhea Ripley, and all of us had the privilege of being let in. I love your music.
It's so good, and it snaps me into it for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm normally shitting a brick beforehand. I have Motionless in White, who sings my song, and I absolutely love it. A band that I listened to since I was a child.